Live from WPRI 12, this is The Rhode Show, the place for what's hot and happening. You're having fun, eating well, and living life on The Rhode Show.
Good morning and welcome to The Rhode Show. It is Monday, March 26, 2012, and I'm Will Gilbert.
Good morning, I'm Michaela Johnson.
And I'm Mary Larson.
Really quick before we start,
yes?
guys, I finally got my new car. Yes!
That's fantastic.
Thank goodness. It's older than my younger sister, so thank you to everyone at Flood Ford for helping me out there. Whew, big weight off my shoulders.
We're all going cruising. We're all going cruising later. And yesterday, I was at Cupcake Madness down in Narragansett.
How'd that go?
Yeah, well, I know you did it last year. If
Yes.
you love cupcakes, this was the place to be yesterday.
Yeah.
Cupcakes from all over the state. Different people competed for the best cupcake in in Rhode Island. It was a great event. I believe it was sold out yesterday too. And different bakers from all over the state were there, and some of the amazing cupcakes that people were able to make. Some of them were so nice that you didn't even want to eat them. They were so beautiful.
But then you did.
Well, then I did. Yeah. I forced myself in.
Did you have a favorite? Was there any flavor that stood out to you?
One of the winners of it was one of the Dr. Seuss ones, and it had almost like a mint flavor in it.
Ooh.
And it wasn't like heavy. Some cupcakes can be heavy or they're too sweet. But this one was very light, and you could taste the mint in it. It was delicious.
So how many cupcakes did you eat?
I was about 25, 26 deep. And not the whole thing, so don't panic. I didn't eat every cupcake.
No.
Last year, I got off easy. Last year.
I think I ate quadruple the amount
You
of
had
what
I was told you had 90 last year.
Yes, I did. Oh my god! I did not eat all of them.
No,
Keep in mind, but 90 bites still equals a lot of cupcakes. I think we have a photo gallery up too.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
And list of the winners.
You can drool over all of the great cupcakes as well.
Yes,
a lot of places you can go buy those cupcakes. All good.
I'm jealous.
All right, let's get right into it. A close call for Rhode Island American Idol star after Erica Van Pelt was eliminated from the competition. Her Hollywood adventure took a scary turn. Van Pelt was flying back to the East Coast yesterday when her plane experienced some serious technical issues. During the ordeal, Van Pelt tweeted to fans, "Wow, scary experience on the plane. Couldn't pressurize the cabin, so now I'm back in LA until further notice. Glad we are safe on the ground." About a half an hour later, she tweeted again, "Haley and I are both fine, everybody. Just waiting for another flight. No worries." Haley, of course, is last year's American Idol finalist, Haley Reinhart, who sang, I believe it was last week on the show. She has a new single, so she sang last week.
Yeah.
So I'm glad everybody's safe.
Well, I hope she was tweeting after the plane landed, because you're not supposed to be tweeting while you're on a plane.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure she would. Yeah. That's crazy. But two beautiful women.
Two nice ladies.
Don't want to see anything happen to them, and I'm sure if given a chance to be with any woman other than their partner, get this, more than a third of American men said, "Nah, I'm good. No thanks."
Good for them.
That's according to Esquire magazine. Now, their latest issue took a survey on American men and marriage, and the highest number of respondents, which was 34%, said they don't want to be with anyone but their current partner. However, the top celebrity was Mila Kunis
There's
with
always a however.
18%, followed by Halle Berry at 17%, and the issue, of course, hits newsstands tomorrow. Will, that was your girl on the cover.
It is. I love Sofia Vergara. I do like her. If I was held, if I had to, other than my wife, if I had to, like if somebody was holding me hostage and said,
yes.
holding you up.
I like Sofia Vergara, twisting my arm. I like Sofia Vergara. I like Adriana Lima. I like Brooklyn Decker.
Okay.
I made a list.
You got a type
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there she is again.
There it is. Thanks for the picture. Well, as expected, The Hunger Games filled fan appetites at the weekend box office. The film made $155 million in its debut weekend. That marks the third best opening weekend ever, behind the final Harry Potter movie and The Dark Knight. Last week's number one, 21 Jump Street, fell to a distant second, making a little more than $21 million. Still not bad.
No, not at all. I actually saw the movie twice this weekend, so I definitely helped out.
So
and let me tell you, Hunger Game fans are so pumped because we beat all of the Twilight movies for opening weekend.
Yes.
I don't think that was too hard. I know that Twilight's had a lot of hype, but I think even too, Twilight collectively was never even enough to the first Harry Potter.
Correct.
I'm pretty sure
You got that fact straight.
And did you like the movie twice?
I did. I actually liked it more the second time. I definitely think, if you have young children, you may want to pre-screen it. It probably has as much violence as I'd say as like The Lord of the Rings, which no gore necessarily, but I mean it's PG-13 for a reason. But I liked it a lot.
My wife and one of my older daughters, they loved it. They said it was the best movie they've seen in a long time. So.
We are checking it out tomorrow night. Movies with Michaela. Make sure you come.
I might go for a third time.
There you go.
All right, Monday morning we have a great show in store for you. Let's see what's coming up on the Rhode Show.
Idol Shout Out. Find out how this local kid made a special connection with American Idol judge Steven Tyler.
I wanted to sing Walk This Way.
The inspiring story is coming up.
Plus, Design Challenge. Check out new ideas to freshen up your home with accessories from an HDTV Star. We have pro designer tips and a chance for you to win.
Then, are you fully focused behind the wheel? We get into gear for Distracted Driving Month. Our legal expert joins us live to tell us about the dangers of texting while driving and ways to resist the temptation.
And in the kitchen, we are making a savory lamb dish with Chef Dave Cardell from Temple Downtown. It's all coming up on The Rhode Show. Do you ever get nervous speaking in front of others, timid about how to address a crowd, or self-conscious about where to even place your hands when you talk? Well, a group of students at Bryant University are helping others tackle the skills needed for public speaking and welcome all to their upcoming event. Communication skills are used in everyday life, and perfecting them is a top priority for the members of Bryant University's student speaking organization, the Podium.
We realized the importance of public speaking and basically that jobs out there, they are looking for people, graduates specifically, that are able to speak. If you look at any other like USA Today poll or New York Times poll of what you need qualifications, it's always communications, either one or two.
Bryant University places an emphasis on graduating students with excellent speaking and writing skills.
Kids were they had blinders on, so we figured let's take those blinders off because a lot of these kids are talented and we can help them really shoot off into the real world once they graduate and help them succeed.
The Podium, made up of over 160 members, focuses on 3 different aspects: gesticulations, emotion, and layout.
So gesticulations are pretty cool. It's your nonverbals, so it's how you convey a message with your facial expression, with your hands, with your body language, with your legs if you're moving around. It's everything that's not your words.
One thing we really try to stress with the Podium is the emotional aspect of giving a speech or presentation. Anyone can relay a message, but to relay a message effectively and have your audience remember that message, you have to do it with emotion and passion.
Layout is the final key, and it's actually, besides knowing and having a passion for what you want to talk about, layout is very important to conveying your message to people. Whether you have a good hook to your speech or you wrap up with a great conclusion, those are all important aspects.
The public speaking colloquium allows students to showcase their presentation and professional skills.
Just show up, just watch. There'll be seats there, free admission, they don't have to pay anything, and it's sponsored by Hanover Insurance. They're one of the main sponsors of the organization. So without them, this wouldn't have happened.
Bello Hall will be host to the colloquium.
The communication department, they started this event 3 years ago, and they wanted to make sure that students graduate with the ability to speak to people, ability to present themselves in public, and they pride themselves on that excellence. And this really demonstrates the best of the best, the 6 best.
While the students are competing for prizes, those in attendance will also have an opportunity to win big.
We have great raffle prizes. We have an iPad 2, and we have 2 Red Sox Yankees tickets. And you get free admission and free entry into the raffle just for showing up.
Course credit, rather the students join to better themselves and their skills. The public speaking colloquium will take place tonight from 7 to 8:30 in Bello Grand Hall at Bryant University. Admission is free and open to the public, so be sure to check out a great competition.
Next week is Distracted Driving Awareness Month, and to help give us more tips for you and your loved ones to be safer on the road is local lawyer Mike Pataro, who is a local blogger on consumer issues as well as some safety. Good morning.
Good morning.
So what progress has been made involving, driving safely with our phones?
Well, debates are taking place in state houses all over the country. In the last couple of years, 2 more states now, Pennsylvania and West Virginia, have enacted no texting and driving legislation. California, one of the first states to enact legislation in 2008, just came out with a study it found that since the statute passed, there have been 47% fewer car accident deaths involving cell phone use.
Really?
Yes.
How about here in Rhode Island? What kind of progress has been made here?
In Rhode Island, we just made national news earlier this month. A traffic judge in Rhode Island handed out a very severe punishment to a teenager who was caused an accident texting and driving. The judge threw the book at this teenager, giving him a lifetime suspension of his license.
Lifetime? And he's only and he's only a teenager, so he can't drive ever again. Well, that definitely would scare me. My goodness. So what can people do, you know, if they do have a bad habit of texting while driving?
Sure. This year in Rhode Island, we're again putting forth a bill to try to enact legislation to make cell phone use hands-free in the automobile.
Okay.
So some tips that we tell people about is, first of all, try when you get in the car to put the phone out of reach, okay? Second, silence your phone. We seem to have a reaction to when we hear that buzz of wanting to pick it up. Third, we have anti-texting applications now you can use. And finally, if you have a passenger, have that passenger handle the cell phone.
That's what I do all the time. I make my husband, I say, you need to text for me. You know, he's like my little secretary when I'm in the car. Now, with parents and teens, should they be, you know, should parents be having this conversation? How can they kind of, you know, give them these tips?
Absolutely. The Federal Department of Transportation's website has some excellent information for parents. And, you know, as with everything else, communication, education is really the key on this issue. Please, texting and driving is really dangerous, and we just need to keep getting the word out.
And it goes more than just texting. I mean, the phone now can do so much. So what else do we have to be looking out for with these handheld devices?
Well, nowadays, I mean, video, we're all watching video on our phones. We're getting instant messages. So anything on our phones that can cause a distraction, we just need to put it out of reach, get it out of our car.
Good. I know I personally have, you know, that little thing where I can stick it up for the GPS. Well, thank you so much, Mike. This was great. To get all of Mike's tips on being a safe driver, just head to our website, WPRI.com.
We are in the Rhode Show kitchen this morning. GoProvidence.com. Chef Dave Cardell from Temple downtown. We're going to be making lamb tagine, and the tip you're giving us is, what is lamb tagine?
Well, lamb tagine is it's a stew, Moroccan stew. We brown the meat. We have some nice spring lamb. I've got prunes, apricots, julienne orange zest, some garlic. So it's very bright flavored springtime dish.
Now, we were talking off the air just a little while ago when I was asking you about, you know, cooking lamb. A lot of people, you know, I know it's a very Middle Eastern, a lot of Middle Eastern people cook with lamb. A lot of Portuguese people cook with lamb. Some people get scared of lamb because it may have some, you know, an aftertaste or a different taste. But you are going to sweeten this up a little.
Oh, absolutely. Right? It's both a sweet and savory dish.
Right. Yeah.
Delicious. Like I said, there's very bright flavors in it. We have cinnamon. We have honey. We have, like I said, the orange zest. Coriander seed, so it's a very flavorful dish with a lot of different elements in it.
So not to be scared off by lamb.
Absolutely not.
All right, some of the other things you have now. These this is prunes.
Prunes, yep.
Okay.
Dried prunes, dried apricots.
Okay.
Sweet local butter.
Now, what does that smell? I mean, second you walk in this kitchen this morning, you can smell something. It's not the lamb, it's not the prunes, but it is
the coriander and the orange zest.
The coriander, and that will add what sort of like a zest flavor to it?
Well, a citrusy, a bright citrus flavor, and the coriander. Like cilantro.
Okay.
It's a cilantro seed, actually.
All right. And how much, you know, I mean, we have a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of meat here. How much will this make for everybody?
This will be for 4 to 5 people.
4 to 5 people, perfect. Yes. And we'll just, almost like a beef stew, is that how we're basically
Exactly, and we're serving it over couscous.
Oh,
very traditional
which is even
Moroccan
better.
dish, yes, exactly.
And that's easy to make as well.
Oh, it's simple, very simple.
Okay, so we have all of our ingredients ready to go. We have the lamb. We're going to start cooking in just a little bit. In the meantime, back to you.
While many are getting ready to tuck away Easter eggs, you might run across something more significant in downtown Providence. A local artist tucked away 3 dozen mysteries in places you might not expect. Walt Buteau has more in this week's Street Stories.
We followed this Lincoln artist as she found nests for about 30 of her creations, and you had no idea why until now.
Oh, Providence. Long time no see. It's very meditative to make these. I have to sand them down, I hand cast them, I fire them. Sorry, I might spoil your shot.
This very public art project.
They're happy there, huh?
Took flight about 6 years, 1,000 doves, and 20 cities ago.
Someone's going to really be looking for that one.
With an anonymous gift for a man in tears.
When I saw his response to that anonymously, feeling better, you know, kind of lifting his spirits, that's what gave me the idea. I like that yellow splot.
Are all of them that easy to find?
Some, many. It's just, I like the colors. Oh, look at all these colorful bikes. I like bikes. Who needs a home? My speculation is they are found. Where they go from there, I have no idea.
What stories have you gotten so far?
I've only gotten one story. They were on a beach on an island off of Florida. They saw the dove in the sand, picked it up, and she handed it to the person she was trying to comfort. And I said, I have never been to that island. Oh, it's been a long time since I've been here, though.
She leaves the porcelain doves without a clue, under broken glass, sitting on a back alley cockeyed couch, perched in a brick crater.
I'm going to have to back her up, though, because the wind could take her down.
You decide what to do about it.
For me, it's doing it, leaving it, and just having the mystery of knowing this has touched someone's life. Oh, sweetie. This is just a gift to remind people there's hope and there's peace and there's, you know, it's in your heart.
And before the sun set on this day, at least one of the doves she nested here was already gone.
Kind of give it a little resting place.
For the Rhode Show, Walt Buteau, Eyewitness News.
Today in The Modern Parent, do your children create clutter? Would your household be a lot less chaotic if they had a proper place to put all their toys? So why not create a playroom? This morning, our parenting experts have some tips. The Children's Workshop has solutions so families can maintain their homes while still providing a nurturing space for children to grow, learn, and play creatively. They suggest that children have a playroom.
Some quick tips I have for designing a playroom involve making sure that the children have place to play. A lot of parents think that if they just put a lot of toys in the room, it becomes a playroom for the child, whereas it's really important to have a big, large, empty space for them to be able to take those toys out, to play with them, to do different things with them, so they can be creative and use their imagination.
So how do you create a functional and economical playroom?
It's very easy to design a playroom without breaking the bank if you just take a few tips. One, to focus on paint color more than anything. If you're going to make a playroom for a child, it's really important to make sure that it's a color that they want to be in, a color of the room that is something that's really bright and colorful and something that they want to spend all of their time in.
But what if space or finances are limited? Children's Workshop says have no fear.
No, you do not necessarily need to have a playroom in your house, but I do think it's really important to have a space where children can spend time. That way, as a parent, it'll be much easier for you to have all of the toys and different things in one place and to not have to worry about all of the different toys being scattered all about the house. It'll help teach them organization and teach them the way to play with their toys and where to put them when they're finished.
Here are some additional tips for planning a playroom. Pick an overall theme, complete with colors. Design with use in mind. Create stations for a dress-up area, arts and crafts center, or a reading nook. Have a storage strategy. Toys will last a lot longer if they're stored gently. Make sure each toy has a home. And have fun with furniture, like beanbag chairs and comfy sectionals with washable slipcovers, bookshelves, and a desk. If you're unable to create an entire playroom for your child, you can still try to make a play space.
Also, one of the things to do is to think outside the box. Be creative with the room that you're in. For example, if you have maybe a small nook underneath the stairs, like make it a secret hideaway. If you have a big closet in the room, make it like a reading area. So take what you have and use it to help your child.
While creating your playroom, have your children help out in the designing process or have them help out pick the colors. No matter what, have fun. To see these tips or learn more about the Children's Workshop, head to WPRI.com.
And still to come this morning on The Rhode Show, has the warm weather inspired you to get outside and get moving? Next, laid-back fitness exercises to incorporate into your daily routine.
Plus, it's Newport Restaurant Week, and coming up, we're going to make a couple of signature cocktails that you can get to go along with your meal. You're watching The Rhode Show, and we're back in 90 seconds.
Project Fitness. Are you looking for an easy way to incorporate a workout routine into your life? Well, how does Laid Back Fitness sound? Personal trainer Ryan McGowan is joining us this morning with some easy exercises and tips to get you moving this spring. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning, Mary.
Good to see you again. Ryan and I actually went to Tollgate High School together, so now you're into fitness. Tell me about your personal fitness approach.
Well, I believe that the pursuit of fitness does not have to be a grind. As long as you do recreational activities at least 2 hours a week, you only have to go hard in the gym or wherever once or twice a week.
I like the way he's thinking right now. So the exercises that we're going to do, are these part of the hard activities that you're talking about?
Yeah, these are hard. They're all scalable. I mean, they can be as hard as you want to make them.
Okay.
But they also require no equipment and very little space.
Hey, I like what you're talking about. So the first thing we're going to be doing are over-under hurdles, correct?
Correct.
Now, just to note to our viewers, Ryan likes to work out barefoot, so I'm joining him right here. Let's get started.
Thank you. Okay. We're going to pretend there's a hurdle on our right side.
Okay.
We're going to step over it 1 foot at a time, bending our knee towards our chest, swinging from the hips, and let's go right back over. Nice. Now we're going to go under that hurdle. So lean back, reach your front foot forward. Try to keep your posture. Dip right down low. Good. Stand up. You got it.
Okay.
And now let's reach,
I would
slide.
fail if I was in Mission Impossible.
Oh,
I would be tripping every single wire.
That was perfect. Excellent form.
And how many times do you do those?
I would say do that 4 or 5 times, or do it for a set amount of time, say 30 seconds.
Okay.
Before moving on.
Now, moving on, we're doing inchworms.
Inchworms, great move for the chest, shoulders, and core.
Oof, that's what we need for bathing suit season.
Exactly. So what we're going to do is bend at the waist, and we're going to walk our hands away from our feet, and we're trying to walk out as far as possible here. Yeah, exactly. Now we're going to walk our feet towards our hands. Trying to keep your legs straight.
Oh, this is hard.
Yeah, it's also stretching out our hamstrings. Let's stand up. And now we're going to reverse that.
Okay.
So we're going to put our hands down again. This time we're walking our feet away from our hands again. Really work the core by getting out as far as possible. And then we're going to walk our hands back towards our feet and stand up.
Awesome. I feel like I could go to Cupcake Challenge now after that. And the last one that we have?
The last one's mountain climber, and that's more for cardio.
Okay.
It's going to work the hips and core too. But we're going to take a push-up position.
All right.
And we're going to think about just bringing our knees towards our forearms. We're going to start slow.
I'll do it sideways so people can see.
All right, me too.
I'm probably not the best example.
We're going to start slow. And then we're going to try to pick up the pace a little bit. And you can make this intense if you want. I mean, you can just start sprinting with this.
Oh, yeah.
If you'd like. And for that, I do something like, 15 to 30 seconds, varying intensity.
Oh, gosh, you're still talking. You're not out of breath.
Well, I'm feeling it. But, that would be plenty. So I would probably, do those 3 moves, say 30 seconds each one, and then just keep going for 5-10 minutes at a time.
Now, in regards to time requirement that people should be really putting into their workouts, what's your opinion on that?
I think a total time of
Look at us, we're like, yes.
10 to 60 minutes per week of high intensity exercise.
Okay.
The rest of the time, just go easy. And I feel like people don't make their easy workouts easy enough, or their hard workouts hard enough. So when you're going easy, go easy.
What's examples of easy workouts?
Walking, hiking, not mountain climbing, kayaking, swimming.
Awesome.
Whatever you like, gardening.
Good. Well, we'll keep it laid back. Well, thank you so much,
my
Ryan.
pleasure,
This was great to have you in. And to read up more on Laid Back Fitness and to do these moves, head to WPRI.com.
Today in Delicious Drinks, it's Newport Restaurant Week, which is a great time to try out the food and drinks at some of the Newport's best hot spots. And joining us this morning from the Newport Restaurant Group, mixologist Jason Kindness to show us how to make a couple of the official cocktails of the Restaurant Week. Good morning. Thanks for being here this morning. They may be working out. We're going to set up. We're going to have some drinks this morning.
I love it.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, absolutely not.
What's the first drink we're going to make this morning?
We're going to be making something called the Lighthouse Lemon Drop. It's like a traditional lemon drop martini. Made with absolute citron. It's always a good idea to start off with some citrus vodka.
Okay.
So we're going to start off with just about 2 ounces of that, along with some fresh lemon juice. A little bit of citrus goes a long way in cocktails. Yeah, most definitely.
You know, you were talking about the vodka. There's so many different types of vodkas that people may have. Is there a specific one that would be best for this drink?
Really, anything citron. We want to identify first of all what type of flavors we're trying to get out of this here. So we're going to go with the citrus vodka as far as the lemon drop goes. A little bit of fresh lemon juice, and this is simple syrup that I'm adding right here. I like to use a turbinado sugar because it's an all-natural alternative.
Right.
Most people keeping an eye on that nowadays.
Right.
We're going to put a little bit of shake on this.
There we go. This is a professional. I'm standing back.
And a little bit of eyebrow goes a long way when shaking a cocktail. So pop that open a little bit. We got a nice fresh cocktail lemon drop. The Lighthouse lemon drop.
Now, all these drinks you can find during Newport Restaurant Week, I would imagine.
That is correct. Going on this week. All the spots in Newport will be doing this. Newport Restaurant Group, which I work for, and the Boathouse in Tiverton as well will be participating.
And great drinks for somebody to make at home for spring or summer if you're having a party outside too, right?
Absolutely, very easy stuff. We're going to move on here.
Okay, next drink.
To something we're calling the Bellevue Margarita.
All right.
Now, a lot of people have kind of like a checkered past with tequila, so this is a good alternative.
Nobody I know.
It brings out the best and the worst of us sometimes. Yeah, so we're going to use Absolute Mandarin here. Nice refreshing flavor, Mandarin flavors here. Bring out, for a really beautiful cocktail, a little bit of sour mix here.
Looking good. Smells great.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Tis the season. It's my favorite time of year to mix cocktails. Everybody wants to get out and about and try new things. Oh, I didn't pop off the lid of this orange juice here.
It's okay.
There we go.
Maybe a little early for some to be mixing drinks. Not for us here on the Rhode Show. We are all good.
This is the earliest I've been up in 10 years, Will. So bear with me.
Welcome to our world.
We're going to take this. We're going to go back to the shake a little bit more. A little bit of swagger in there. Pop this out, and then we're going to have a very nice, lovely margarita.
Okay. Now, the all-important, are we going to be able to test these?
Most certainly.
All right,
that with a nice little lemon lime wedge here.
Can you just remind everybody a little bit about Newport Restaurant Week as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Newport Restaurant Week will be going on all week. It's a fantastic opportunity for people to come out and try some restaurants they usually don't get a chance to try. Special menus at a very usually a reduced price. The chefs, the very talented chefs, will mix up something especially just for this time of year, so you can get in and try a new restaurant.
Okay. All right. Thank you for coming in.
My pleasure.
Just looking at you. Newport Restaurant Week is going on now through April 1st. For more info, head to our website, WPRI.com. Still to come this morning on the Rhode Show, we'll be back in the kitchen with Temple Downtown making lamb tagine. Find the recipe now at WPRI.com. I'm still drinking.
Save some for me, Will. Plus, a documentary aimed to help stop bullying may not be able to reach students. So should the rating be lowered? We'll talk about it next in The Buzz.
You're watching The Rhode Show on WPRI 12.
Welcome back to The Rhode Show. This morning in The Buzz, a Michigan teenager is making headlines and taking on Hollywood. She's trying to get the R rating lowered on a new documentary about bullying so kids her age can see it in theaters. The film Bully is part of a bigger initiative by a group called the Bully Project. The film addresses the bullying epidemic happening in American schools and is hoping to create a safer environment for students. The problem right now is that the R rating will keep kids from being able to see it. So high school student Katie Butler has started a petition to lower the rating and shared her own experience with bullying to help make her point. The Weinstein Company, which is distributing the documentary, tried unsuccessfully to get the rating changed last month. Bully hits theaters this Friday, March 30th. So what do you guys think? Do you think the rating should be lowered on this movie?
Absolutely. I mean, you think of the kids that are bullied, and it starts at such a young age.
Yep.
I mean, even watching this trailer, my heart breaks for some of these kids, and that's 2 minutes, let alone an entire film.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's needed to really get the point across with some kids, because you can lecture as much as you want and say, don't bully, that's mean, you should treat everyone equally, but until you actually see it and see these true stories happening of just the extremes that bullying goes to, I think it's not going to hit people unless they watch it.
Like you were saying just a couple of seconds ago, even just watching the trailer for this movie, it breaks my heart to see this. One of the kids in this movie just getting picked on by these these kids who just they just have no no standards,
filter.
no filter or anything else, and they don't realize what bullying can do to a kid's life. I mean, you're doing this now, but it affects these kids for the rest of their life.
I mean, the issue is, of course, that it's rated R, and that means that if kids want to go see it, they have to be seeing it with an adult.
Right.
So it's going to be hard to screen in schools once it does come out on DVD, especially if you want to play it, say, for middle schoolers. So I don't even know how they're going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
I know that they were able to show Crash, which was rated R, to some high school students with parental support, but this is going to be really difficult, and the reason it's R is because the F word is in it 6 or 7 times. And the kids say that more often than not, and you look at something, say for example the Hunger Games, which is very violent, and the F word sadly now in our society isn't that big of a deal. So I'm sad that that's what's making it R.
And I've been around even elementary schools. I picking my younger sister up years ago and hearing the words come out of kids that age. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't even think I knew those words when I was 9, 10 years old. And now they're throwing them out like it's nothing. And it's just, it's more than just physical abuse nowadays. Bullying, there are so many, verbal things that almost stick with you more. The verbal abuse that happens to these kids. If I were a parent, I would definitely take my child.
I mean, this movie can change, kids' direction in life. I mean, when they're bullied at school, it affects them so, it affects them in their schoolwork, their eating at home, the way they interact with other people. And like you were saying, I mean, it is the F words in the movie. But not only do I think that they should lower the rating, I think the movie should be played at school.
I agree.
With all of these kids.
I completely agree.
I mean, we all know the F word. We've all heard it. A lot of these kids in school have sadly heard it as well. But playing it in school, I think, would be, a good message, or at least a start.
And I know that the director of the film was asked by the MPAA. They said, you know what, you take those swear words out, and maybe we can work something out.
Right.
And he said, no, this is an important part of the film. These kids are bullying someone by using this word towards him. And, I'm not going to bleep it out. It's going to change the film entirely. And he's really standing behind it. And I think, I want to applaud the kids and the celebrities and everyone that's standing up and saying, this needs to be shown. This is an epidemic. Our kids are being bullied left and right. Kids are sadly, taking their own lives, and it needs to be shown.
Absolutely.
Very sad. It's very sad.
It is. It's tough, and like we said before, it's very tough to watch. If you haven't seen the trailer, make sure you check it out. And I'm going to be interested to know what other people are saying. How are they weighing in?
I actually put the trailer up on Facebook, so for those of you who haven't seen it yet, head on over to our Facebook page. Tracy Byron said that she would love for her child to see it, and if you went into the middle school lunchroom right now, you would hear those kids talk, and they actually say things worse than rated R.
She's right.
So it's no need to shelter them.
Very true, Tracy.
Kat Lang says the point of the movie is to stop bullying. So how is that going to happen if bullies never see it?
That's right.
Besides, teens are probably doing and saying much worse than whatever's in that movie anyway. So you too can weigh in by voting in today's poll. Do you think the rating should change? Yes, it's important for kids to see, or no, it should stay at the R rating. Here's a look at some other happier topics that are trending online today. Director James Cameron has completed his journey to Earth's deepest point. The director of films such as Titanic and Avatar used a specifically designed submarine to dive nearly 7 miles and explore the film and film the Mariana Trench. The trench is 120 times larger than the Grand Canyon. Cameron spent more than 3 hours underwater, making him only the 3rd person to reach this point. Good job, buddy. Check out this serious game of tug-of-war. A master corporal of the Canadian Brigade Group wanted to try this training exercise against a U.S. National Guard soldier. The Canadian is in the bright green on the left, and this all happened at a training camp at Atterbury in Indiana. The poor guys are turning red in the face, so if you want to see who wins, you're going to have to watch the entire video to see. Staying indoors all winter can really be boring, but look at how these happy cows went around when they came outside for the first time this spring. They're dancing, hugging, rolling around the grass, and you can just feel their happiness. This video is actually identical to what happened to Will, Michaela, and myself last Thursday. We're all very happy that spring is here. I'll be posting these videos up on Facebook and Twitter later today, and I'll be back at the end of the show with your poll results. For now, back to the kitchen. How's it going, Michaela?
Oh, it's going great. We are about to start up making that couscous with Chef Dave Cardell from Temple Downtown. First of all, what is couscous, for those who don't know?
It's really a wheat pasta. It's dried in the sun with water and dried out in the sun, and then literally worked into these little pebbles.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what I mean. I've been eating couscous for so many years, and for so long I thought maybe it was a rice or something. You don't realize that it's pasta because it's so tiny.
Right.
So how do we make this?
It's so simple. It's just boiling water. I've got a teaspoon of cinnamon, ground cinnamon, and just maybe a teaspoon of butter right inside.
Great.
You just let that butter melt for a minute. We're going to just add the couscous.
And how long does that cook for?
Well, really, we're just going to bring it back to a boil, and as soon as it boils again, we're just going to shut it off, and we're going to put the cover on, and we're going to let the water soak up into the couscous, and then in about 10 minutes, we'll fluff it up with a fork and make it nice and fluffy and airy.
Excellent. A nice good flavor too from that butter and the cinnamon that's in there. And something else you said, we have our fruit here.
This takes about 20 minutes, so we're going to get this started for our tagine. These are dried plums or prunes. Nice and sweet, and we just put that in some warm, hot tap water, and the apricots. And what we want to do is we want to soften them up and bloom the flavor out of the fruit, so we get the nice sweetness when it goes in with the lamb. Yes.
Yeah. Can you do it with any dry? Would you suggest that
raisins, exactly, currants, any kind of dry fruit, exactly. If you're going to cook with it.
Excellent. And you have this lovely piece here.
Yep. This is a tagine.
That's the tagine.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We actually use the decorative. There's two different types. In Morocco, they actually cook in them. What they do is they diffuse the heat over coals, and they add the lamb and all the liquid, the broth, and all the ingredients, and they cover it and they let it simmer. But I like to brown the lamb because I like the nice caramelized flavor that we get from it. So we cook it in a pot, and then we serve it in this tagine, the decorative tagine at Temple.
I like that. Well, I'm excited to try it. We're going to get things going in just a bit. Back to you.
Still much more ahead this morning on The Rhode Show. Looking to spruce up your home for spring? Next, tips from the host of Clean House, plus a chance to win a gift card from Cardi's Furniture. And later, a local boy gets his wish granted when he gets to sing with rock star Steven Tyler. You're watching The Rhode Show, and we're back in 90 seconds.
Do you have that empty corner or nook in your home that you just don't know how to decorate or what to do with accessories? I sure have that problem. Well, here today to give us some tips is Nina Ferrer from HDTV's Design Star and Style Network's Clean House New York. Good morning.
Good morning.
So what are 3 tips that people can use to really accessorize and brighten up their house?
Well, I'll give you 3 easy ones. First is try to group things in 3s at different heights.
Okay.
Layers, like you want to do maybe blankets, some layers of like pillows, and the third and my favorite one is pops of color.
I already feel like I'm a pro at this, those 3 tips. So we actually have 2 identical reading room setups and these beautiful accessories from Cardi's Furniture. And my friend, I'm going to challenge you to a duel. You know, I'm going to take off my glove and whip it out.
I just gave you my tips.
I know, and I'm going to steal those tips. We're going to put 30 seconds up on the clock. We're going to take these accessories and see who can make their reading area look the best. Are you ready?
Well, now that I gave you my tips, yeah. Okay, I'm fine. I'm ready.
Good. On your mark, get set, go.
Okay. I'm trying to get everything away from you.
I know. So tell me about your setup, because obviously I'm the novice. So tell me what you did. What you did here.
Well, this was like, so I'm going to take that out.
Okay.
No one saw that. Yeah. So I tried to do the tips that I told you, which is groups of 3 at different heights, because it looks much different than just one lonely guy or 2.
It would be quite lonely.
Groups of 3 are great. And the layering, so you kind of drape something over the chair, and then you do a little bit of layering with pillows, and this kind of bare naked chair just became this exciting little situation.
Yeah, speak about exciting. Let's go check out mine and look how exciting this is as well. I saw this little musician right here. How'd I do?
You did pretty good. You did. I would change a few things, obviously, because I'm the professional, but you did pretty good.
I think I did great. So here's what I'm going to do with you, all right? Pretty good. Phenomenal, in my opinion. With
well,
this
you stole everything. Hello.
What we're going to do is we're actually going to have our viewers online vote and see whose setup they like better. And by doing so, they're going to be automatically entered for a chance to win a $100 gift card from Cardi's. And then you can decorate your own room. So vote now. Head to WPRI.com. Bring it, girl.
Yeah, I'm going to win. Vote for me.
Time now for some weird news. Las Vegas is bringing the term shotgun wedding to a whole new level. Brides and grooms looking to have a non-traditional vow ceremony already know to head to Vegas, but now you can literally get a shotgun wedding while you're there. The gun store is offering wedding vow renewals and commitment ceremonies. There are several packages that couples can choose from, including one called the Mr. and Mrs. Smith and Wesson.
Oh, nothing. Yikes. If someone objects, be careful.
Yeah, if you're starting out that way, there's already trouble. Talk about good enough to eat. Designers in Portugal show off their latest high fashion, but here's the catch. The dresses were all covered in chocolate.
Yeah.
Part of the 10th International Chocolate Festival. This year's celebration has a Disney theme. The catwalk show featured dresses by 14 designers competing for the top prize of a trip to Disneyland Paris.
Fun.
Designers were able to work with chocolatiers to help make their vision come to life.
Wow. Go there.
And here we go, another eating contest. Remember our burrito challenge?
Well, I can still taste
Me
it.
too. Here's a whole new eating competition we might need to try. At least maybe somebody. Folks in Indiana turned out for the second annual bacon eating contest.
Yup, sign me up.
The challenge, eat 1 pound of bacon or approximately 75 slices in just 5 minutes. The winner won $100 and some bacon bragging rights.
Yikes.
Yeah, you know, just...
I think Will's done eating a lot of things right now.
Burrito, he's had the cupcakes, throw some bacon in there.
I'm good.
Why not? All right, still to come this morning on the Rhode Show, we of course are going to be back in the kitchen making up a great recipe. Don't forget you can cook along with us at WPRI.com. We'll be right back. Back in the Rhode Show kitchen this morning, GoProvidence.com brings us Temple downtown, and Chef Dave Cardell is making up a fabulous lamb tagine. We love that.
And it's sizzling away already.
Sure is.
It is. Right now we're just browning.
Browning the lamb,
the
yes.
lamb. Okay, and really simple, high heat?
Yes, high heat with extra virgin olive oil. I've got a little bit of salt and pepper on it. You want the lamb cubes to be about an inch inch squares,
right?
Because they're going to cook down. I use a lamb shoulder for this, which is a tougher muscle. So we actually want to braise it until the meat is really tender. Okay, so we're browning it to get the flavor.
So that's the trick to cooking lamb. I mean, for someone who may not have cooked lamb before, is just cooking it somewhat slower.
This style, yes.
This style,
but if you're doing lamb chops, I would do those on the grill.
All right.
Nice high heat. Sure. But because we're going to braise it, we just want to brown it up and let it go low and slow.
Perfect.
All right. So from here, we start adding some of our garlic. About a tablespoon of garlic.
Everything always tastes better with garlic, doesn't it?
We're going to add a little more just in case. All right. Then a little bit of ginger. And as I said, this is... you can actually hand it to me. That'd be good.
Yeah, what else?
From there, we're going to the dry fruits.
The dry fruit. And these smell great. I mean, this is apricot and...
those apricot and prunes.
And those we just threw in some hot water, some hot tap water, right?
Exactly. To plump them up and to give more flavor. Exactly. Make the sweetness come out of them. Okay. We'll take the onions next, and they can go right in.
These are all just red onions?
Yes.
Red onions.
Yes. Red onions, diced about 1/4 inch.
Okay.
We're going to give that a stir. We're going to let that cook for just a little bit until they get a little tender. The onions.
And remind everyone at home what kind of dish this is and where.
This is a tagine. It's Moroccan. Again, in Morocco, traditionally they would cook it in the tagine. But we like to brown the lamb to give it a nice caramelized flavor, richer flavor. So we use a decorative tagine at Temple.
Love that.
Speaking of the restaurant, I mean, can you just tell us some of the things that are going on at Temple? Anybody who hasn't been to Temple, it's a beautiful place to go.
Absolutely. We're going to let those onions cook. We have a jazz brunch coming up on April 22nd. We're going to kick off our spring season with that. And every Friday afternoon at 5 o'clock from 5 to 7 at Temple, we have a pig roast. Complimentary.
Really?
Yes, in Temple Lounge. We get our pigs from local farms and we roast them. We serve them with all kinds of mustardas and dried fruits and chutneys that we make at the restaurant from local ingredients.
On those days.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. All right, so from here, we're going to add the coriander and the orange zest.
All right, this is some of the orange zest.
Yes, just like a good handful.
Good handful.
Yeah, that's perfect right there.
Great color, too.
It's a very spring dish. It's very vibrant.
And
we're using some coriander seed. We'll take some of those, yes, about a tablespoon of those.
Okay.
Right, there you go.
That in.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yes. Now we're going to take the chicken stock, which is right there, and the Pyrex, and we're just going to cover the stew.
Okay.
Right.
That's the liquid.
Pour this in slow.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, just to cover. And this is just going to simmer. And all these flavors are going to come together in here.
Nice.
Give it a nice color.
It really does. It smells so good.
It's the 2 cinnamon sticks, please.
All right.
Oh, even more.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put these, drop these right in?
Right in. They can come out at the end. And then some honey. we add a little bit of honey.
Wow, a lot of great flavors. And how long will this sit for?
About an hour. We're going to cook it for about an hour.
Just
so
to
the
let
lamb
it
is
sit.
nice and tender, yes.
And for
at a
time's
simmer.
sake, we don't have an hour right here to wait for that, but you
Perfect.
have some done, is that
Yes,
right?
we do. I have some right here. This is the
big
finish.
unveil.
Look at that.
Wow.
It does, you know, I mean, in a lot of ways it would remind you of like a beef stew or something like that if someone was cooking.
Oh gosh, those.
Yeah, the smell, you can really smell
so
it.
good. And you have our couscous here. Which
Yes,
is
if you
what
can
we
fluff
did.
that up for me.
Okay.
What?
Let me get that.
Yeah.
There we go. And
right,
that just
so
gets
we'll
fluffed
fluff
up with
that
a
up.
fork. You want it to be nice and fluffy when you serve it.
Excellent.
Looking good.
And do we serve this on top of the couscous? Is that
Underneath,
how it's-
the lamb, yes, on top of the couscous. So
Yum.
I'm going to take my tagine.
All right, so you get that off.
Would you mind chopping a little bit of that mint for me?
I can do that.
All right, we're gonna
Put some of the mint.
a nice sized spoon, yes, please.
While we're doing this, if you want some of these recipes or learn how to make this tagine, you can go to our website, WPRI.com.
It's time to check back in with today's web poll. Do you think the rating for the movie Bully should be changed? 23% say yes, and it's important for kids to see, whereas 76% of you say no, it should stay the R rating. That's surprising. Back over to you.
Okay, thanks, Mary. Coming up tomorrow on The Rhode Show, have you ever wondered what happens when people go missing? I get to tag along with the search and rescue team responsible for finding missing people.
Plus, I'm getting up close and personal with the animals at Mystic Aquarium as I become trainer for a day. Thanks for joining us on The Rhode Show.
And for more information on anything you've seen here on the show, just head to our website, WPRI.com.
I'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Have a great day.
Bye.